Now, as we begin the Smart Ed Conclave 2025, let me first ask you, what comes to your mind when I say the word smart education? Everyone would have a different set of answers, but to my understanding, and largely when we talk about smart education, it means that an advanced technology-driven approach is applied to learning that integrates tools, digital tools, data analytics, and innovative teaching methodologies. It emphasizes personalized, efficient, and flexible learning experiences that cater to the diverse need of learners. And there is so much more to it, like I said, that everyone would have a different definition and understanding of the phrase smart technology or smart education. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, this conclave is specially curated to discuss and delve into various aspects connected with smart education. Through the course of the day, we will have conversations around topics like the role of EdTech in creating effective learning experiences, the future of learning, how EdTech is shaping the classroom experience, and also we will talk about something as interesting as the power of edutainment, blending education and entertainment to engage students, and there are other panel discussions as well. Right, so let's get started with our first discussion of the day. The topic for our first panel is leveraging EdTech to equip graduates for the workforce. Leveraging education and technology to equip the workforce involves integrating innovative learning methods, tools, and strategies to enhance skills, improve productivity, and prepare individuals for evolving industry demands. So to help us understand how we can use EdTech to equip graduates for the growing demands when they enter workforce, let's call on stage our first panel of speakers. And our first panelist is Mr. Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra, co-founder and chancellor, Shobhit University. So we welcome you on stage. Can we please have a round of applause for our first panelist? Known for its emphasis on academic excellence, research, and holistic development, Shobhit University prepares students for global challenges, and there will be a detailed introduction of our panelists by the moderator as well. Let me also introduce our second panelist for this session, Professor Sangeeta Shah Bhardwaj. Ma'am, I extend a warm welcome to you on the stage. Professor Sangeeta is a professor in the information management area at MDI Gurgaon, and she has her expertise in information systems, digital transformation, and data analytics. Our third panelist for this discussion is going to be Dr. Mohsin Ali, who is the founder, coordinator of the Turkish Language and Literature program at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. So we welcome you on stage. And to moderate this session, I'd like to call on stage ABP Live anchor Vidhi Maheshwari. Please, a warm welcome for our first set of panelists and moderator as I hand over the stage to Vidhi.
Thank you so much, Preeti. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this panel. So Smart Ed Conclave, ABP Live Smart Ed Conclave is a platform where we have thought leaders, innovators, and educators coming together, and we're discussing the future of education. We're talking how technology is transforming the process of learning. And in our first session, we're talking about how we need to have graduates prepared for the ever-evolving workforce, and we need to have tech involved in education. So for this panel, we have Mr. Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra, co-founder and chancellor of Shobhit University, Professor Sangeeta Shah Bhardwaj, professor at MDI Gurgaon, also the chairperson, Center for AI and ML, Dr. Mohsin Ali. He's the founder coordinator of Turkish Language and Literature, Jamia Millia Islamia, and also a senior fellow in Prime Minister Museum and Library, Teen Murti. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to get some great insights from senior educators like you. So I want to start this session by asking, we all know that there is an employment crisis among our graduates. So do you believe that introducing technology and smart ed will really help prepare the graduates? Do you think that is the way we need to go to help the kids of today? Sir, let's start with you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much, ABP Live, for inviting us here to discuss some of the very important topics the nation is having. When we look at the challenges what job market is having and how technology can integrate or help job market, yes, I have a strong opinion that it has changed skill sets, it has changed relearning, unlearning, and more learning process among the youth, and especially in Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, we can see a drastic change.
Absolutely. Ma'am, what do you believe? Do you think technology, the way it's transforming traditional learning practices, this will really help the graduates of today?
I think...
Ma'am, the mic a little closer.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, ABP Live, for inviting me here. I think there is no doubt about how technology is helping students at different levels in supporting their process of learning. So it is definitely supporting, and we have also seen that in the life of a student, there are certain gaps which are there, and when we talk of technology and when we talk of technology, education technology providers, they are very agile in addressing those gaps, and hence students have access to that and very fast access. So that is also how it is supporting. So I definitely feel that technology supports.
Dr. Mohsin, I want to know from you, when it comes to cultural studies, learning new languages, how do you think technology is helping students become more globally prepared?
First of all, I would like to congratulate ABP News that they have organized this conversion with visionaries, the future of education, Smart Ed Conclave. And thank you, Vidhi, for putting these questions. I'll give one simple example that we all know that how this Smart Ed or technical things is getting integrated into education. We all know that Arjuna was get trained by Dronacharya and Karna was get trained by Parshurama. So suppose if a situation where Arjun gets trained by both this Parshurama and Dronacharya, and Karna gets trained with both this Dronacharya and Parshuram, then can you imagine their skill level?
Yes, this skill
So
set
this
would
is
be-
what the present in scenario, the technology playing a major role in the student's career. And this world is becoming, next door neighbor. So what I see, especially I'm from a central university, and what I see that what the industry is demanding, the central universities are not able to produce that because there is a huge gap between demand and supply. But nowadays, the students having the technology advancement, or they are easily learning many things outside the classroom.
Absolutely.
That's how it is.
Ma'am, you mentioned gaps, and that was going to be my next question as well. So what are those gaps that you've identified in conventional learning that you think AI has started addressing now? How has the learning process changed for students of today?
So I would talk from the point of view of technology. For example, see, AI, machine learning, and digital transformation related technologies were not there earlier. And every educational institute has to prepare themselves for meeting the needs of the industry in this area. We all have a process, and we all have a system where we would introduce courses, and we would introduce, relevant courses, and then there is a process of introducing relevant courses. However, you find that technology is providing that agility with which new courses are getting introduced, and students are exposed to these new courses with varying level of understanding that they can refer to, and there are different levels, beginners, advanced beginners. So there is flexibility, there is exposure of new courses to the students, and there is reach of these new courses to the students. So in all the three ways, it is helping.
Kunwar sir, I want to know, we're talking about reach and accessibility in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Now we're talking about technology being integrated in possibly big universities, metros, but we also have students in tier 2, tier 3 cities. How are we integrating tech there and how is it helping them?
Actually, as it has been said by Professor, now the campuses have become global campuses thanks to technology. Earlier, what was happening that students, especially in tier 2, tier 3 cities, what they were learning? They were learning, one, what was available, and who was teaching, the same faculty members, those who were available to them. But today, if I want to learn something or a student want to learn something from Harvard, edX is there. If I want to learn something new, there are many such platforms available which is helping. Coming back to AI, if the focus is AI, yesterday only, the new president of America has also declared $500 billion budget to create AI infrastructure in US. The same way in India also we have a huge budget for that. And why so? Because the challenge is when we talk about job gaps, when we talk about non-availability of right people, the gap is that there is no way of personalized learning. So what challenge comes? Because in institutions at large, diversity of the quality of a student is there, profile of a student is there. Somebody is coming from a Hindi board, somebody is coming from IB board. Huge difference is there. Somebody is coming from Bihar, somebody is coming from Uttar Pradesh, somebody is coming from Tamil Nadu. So to bring them on the same platform, the challenge was there that in the classroom that cannot be addressed. Now solutions are there using EdTech, using all those things, and personalized learning has started happening even in campuses everywhere. Where we understand he's a slow learner, it means he has to give different type of assessments. The assignments have to be in a different way initially, so that he comes in the mainstream. Otherwise, kya hota tha when we were students, what we were doing, the slow learner will always remain a backbencher. He or she will hide, but it is not hiding now, it is shining now. They will come, they will say, okay, now give me a solution, provide me some links where I can learn. I can be part of the mainstream. Those who are fast learners, they can do wonders otherwise. So change is coming, and I'm really happy to see that change coming in institutions, universities, those who are in tier 2, tier 3 cities. I'm fortunate that we have two universities. One is in tier 2, Meerut if it is still tier 2, however we call it in NCR, and one is in a small township of Saharanpur district. So we can see that how it is bringing change, confidence, and the quality, what industry needs, immediately we can address it. And this change is very welcome change, what is coming.
Absolutely, sir. Moshin sir, I want to know from you. Sir, the mic.
In his continuation, I want to continue that. See, if you are talking about tier 2, tier 3 cities, there is no boundary left between tier 2, tier 1, tier 2 cities. Now, as sir said that very correctly, that EdTech or edX, they are providing global certification. If a student who is in Saharanpur or Meerut, and if he want to do the machine learning or AI, the Microsoft is providing platform to them, and he is getting a global certification. Although he is doing graduation from Meerut University or any small town university, but he is getting a certification from the Harvard University, from UCL University, from wherever he wants, and he is paying very less, and at the same time he is sitting at his own hometown and at his own comfort level. So as I said, that world has become a global village. So this global certification, has become a buzzword in smart education. And there is no boundary left. Now one teacher is not limited to one university. If he's a good teacher in physics, he is putting his lecture on the YouTube and the students are getting benefited. So that's
Absolutely.
how the smart education is shaping the career of the future.
But I want to know the pros and cons as well. So now with AI-driven tools being introduced in classrooms, we're all using ChatGPT in our workforce as well. People might not accept it, but we are finding answers. So how do you draw the line and how do you strike a balance between critical thinking and automation? You can't rely too much on technology. Right now, technology is giving us everything. So how do you tackle that problem, sir? How do you tell students to stop?
Yeah, to be very honest, when ChatGPT was introduced, like globally there was a debate, even in universities in US, UK, Australia, everywhere, that how much ChatGPT or such tools should be allowed in the classrooms. If I look at my case, the day I became to know about ChatGPT, I become its intern. I paid $25 and I started learning it because I knew that it may become one of the most effective assistant to me. And once I learned, now it has become my intern. So now you have to understand this thing, how it has to be used. It will be used. First, we have to understand this thing. It is good or bad. Once technology is there, it will be used. But how much we have to use it, how we have to use it, that we have to make our students aware of it. It is not like that my project I can do from ChatGPT. Yes, I can, but I will not learn it. This is one thing. Secondly, if I look at the challenges and the boundaries, what is happening that we use technology, and in the classroom what is happening, student is feeling, oh, everything is available on the MOOCs. What my professor was teaching me in the classroom, the better lecture is available somewhere else on YouTube or otherwise. Maybe I should not go to the class, but they forget this personal connect, interaction, peer learning, group learning, which is very, very important. That awareness has to be created by each one, day, every day, and in every classroom. So this is the challenge. What mindset has to be changed, right from the student to the teachers. A co-learning environment has to be created, I believe.
Absolutely.
Just to add to it that learning cannot be just one-way communication. So the way technology is providing today is that you sit in front of a screen and then you learn. And as sir has said, that peer learning is important, group learning is important, and no one can disagree with this fact that interaction in the classroom is very important. Interaction with teachers, professors is important. And hence, how we are addressing that when you are going in for EdTech form of education is the answer is hybrid. So you should not be dependent too much on technology, but we also have to give environment to those people who are following the technology route to interact with their peers because and provide an hybrid environment, a classroom environment or a campus environment to learn. So most of the institutes which are providing this type of, which are using technology for education, they are doing one great service by being able to reach to the students who do not have enough access to the education. However, we also have to understand that these institutes also have to provide a hybrid environment where they invite students to their campuses and interact with them. So I would always go for the hybrid learning environment.
And there's a fair amount of investment that you have to do with teacher training as well. So it's not just students who have to adapt to it, teachers also have to get used to technology. So have we introduced certain measures for teachers to also start learning?
Vidhi, as I mentioned, that co-learning environment has to be there. Co-learning means now I am on the stage, I know everything, that is over. I am Guruji, I know everything, and you have to listen to me. Now, so every day I am also a learner, and those who are sitting in the classroom, they are also learner. So it means both have to learn. And in institutions, these teachers, training, empowerment issues, they are challenges there. New education policy also talks about it, that we have to invest a lot of money. But generally what is happening, one, mindset challenge is there. Because those especially are senior, I'm sorry, please don't take it otherwise. But I'm seeing in our universities, especially senior professors, they feel, oh no, I know everything and I do not wish to change. So mindset is one challenge. Secondly, infrastructure and right people around. Those who can really train them. Because a young person, if he is training someone, a senior man, they do not accept it. And infrastructure is supposed to be there. So we are looking forward. I am chairing National Education Council of SOCHM. So through SOCM platform also we are trying to push, and in this budget also we have requested the finance minister that in infrastructure for teachers training, a specific budget has to be there, irrespective of being a self-financed university called private university or a central university or IIM, IIT. To everyone, something has to be given so that we can train the senior people around as well as the coming generation of trainers. So this is the challenge, but we all are trying to do something on that.
So what I would like to add here is that whether as professors or as teachers, now I have to teach artificial intelligence, I have to teach machine learning in my area of information management, which I was not teaching earlier. So I have to learn. And I'm taking the help of technology to learn. I'm taking the help of digital resources to learn. So we have to keep on updating ourselves if we have to provide that type of knowledge to our students, whether in class or through technology. That is first thing. And the second thing is, we also have to use technology as tool to enrich our engagement with students. So even if it is a face-to-face interaction with students, we can always enrich the engagement with students through technology. So all of us have to learn that technology either in terms of context, what you are teaching to the students, or as a supporting tool for the students.
As you put the question
Sir,
that, the teachers training or teachers
if you could just, yeah.
capacity building, there is a department from UGC that Madan Mohan Malviya teachers training. Most of the time they are providing short-term courses to upgrade the teachers, to build the capacity among the teachers. So that sort of thing is there. We teachers are getting trained through that training center, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Training Center. And your second question is this, that this technology and one-to-one interaction, which Kunwar Sahab had replied, Professor and Madam replied. You see, I teach humanity. Technologically, science and technology has changed our life. We have done a lot of growth, but at the end of the day, humanity is missing. We are all the time behind on an average, a student, I'm interacting more than 200 to 50 students in a day, and most of the time students are spending time on their mobile. 4 to 6 hours on an average, they're spending time on their mobile, and that is all useless. There is nothing constructive they are doing. They are on Instagram, they are on WhatsApp, they are on ChatGPT or something like that. So technology is giving comfort to our life, but at the same time, human touch is missing. And all over the world, we are talking about humanity, peace, but where is the peace? There is nowhere.
So the pace at which the technology is transforming, we have to find a balance. And right now, I think it's
Exactly. Recently, I was reading a book that is by Patrick Buchan, The Death of the West. There he is writing how the Western culture and civilization is going to die, and how the Indian students, young generation, is taking advantage of that, because we have a demographic dividend, and that's if a student is, learning, getting all these courses online, and they are getting placed over there.
Correct, absolutely, sir. So
as far as ChatGPT and other things are concerned, I have a lot of the students doing PhD under me. ChatGPT is give you solutions, but they can't give you reference.
Correct.
Because human brain, ChatGPT cannot match the human brain.
And I want to ask you, Mochan sir, as well, global employability, when we talk about that, EdTech is definitely helping with global employability. There are students, since you are a professor with cultural studies, there are students who want to pick up a new language, and now it's become a lot more easier. Online courses, global certification. So you think there's a difference in global learning, online learning versus conventional learning when it comes to picking up a language?
Very good question, Vidhi. I would like to answer this. So earlier, just 10 years before or 15 years before, when a student wants to learn any foreign language, he has to come to the institution, and he has to get enrolled there. And suppose if he's doing BTech or MBA, he is in full-time course, And if the university is not having part-time course, then he was not able to learn. But nowadays, due to this smart technology, online classes are there, they are charging, and they are giving international certification also. Earlier, in my class, at least in foreign language department, lot of engineers, graduate engineers, doctors, lawyers, MBAs, graduates who used to come to learn the foreign language because they identify their segment that I'm going to work into the automobile sector with a Korean car company. So they used to learn Korean language so they can get the better placement.
Correct.
But nowadays, those sort of students are not coming because they are getting international certification through online teaching.
Yeah.
And universities are also having collaboration with Max Muller or Alliance Francaise, or you can say if I'm Turkish, I'm talking they're taking certification from the Tomer. So that's how the employability is increasing through this foreign language learning. Simply a graduate, like in my university, if you see the engineer graduates, although we are A++ university, Jamia Millia Islamia, and the engineering graduates placements are just starting with Mahindra or you can say IBM, 30,000, 35,000. But if that student is having this skill of the foreign language, his salary is getting just double.
Correct.
I can say that I produced more than 150 students from the Turkish language department since the inception, and most of them are working with the corporate world. You name it, they are there. Whether it is Amazon, IBM, Accenture, Facebook, Genpact, and their salary is much, much higher than an engineer or an MBA.
Wow.
So that's how the foreign language plays a role in the global placement.
How many years is required to master a language? And do you think online learning has reduced that time versus conventional learning?
See, ma'am, online learning, you are learning at your comfort level. Suppose if you are working and you want to learn a language, so if you are having 2 hours a day and thrice a week, then it will take you to at least 2 years. And in classroom learning also, there are 2 types of courses. One is intensive courses and other is, extensive courses. So intensives goes very fast. For that matter, you have to be a full-time student. But as far as this online learning is concerned, you are learning at your own comfort level, and you are giving exam at your own comfort level whenever you are ready. It's not necessary that in university system you have to give yearly exams or 6 monthly exams. But these online foreign language, whenever you are ready, you are appearing for the exams. And for any foreign language learning, at least you required 1 year, 3 to 4 hours a day, rigorous. Then only you can learn you can have a mastery on the foreign language. At least minimum 1 year, 3 to 4 hours a day.
So be it online or be it a conventional, you still have to devote that amount of time. So that time hasn't really reduced.
No, not at all.
So it's the dedication that has to be there.
Yeah, and we, as a teacher, we found there is a 3D system in the Indian students, that Indian students mostly they are multilingual and they have 3D, that is determination, devotion and dedication. So they are easily doing that.
3D is something that we can't let go of.
Yes, and that's how they are globally placed. Wherever you go, I have traveled more than 35 countries and I have everywhere found our Indian students who are as a doctor, as an engineer or as a software professionals. Most of the time I met them and they're doing very well.
So I want to ask all 3 of you here, what is that one skill that you think is highly valued by employers now, but it did not exist a few years ago? Say 10 years ago, that skill wasn't there. But what is that one skill as per you that employers really want?
Holistic development and soft skills, because it was not given an importance in past. And especially students coming from small towns and villages, they were knowing everything, but they were failing many times due to this soft skill set. And EdTech has given a platform that yes, now I can learn. It may be a language, it may be how to speak, mannerism, a lot of other things around. So this is the most important thing what EdTech has given. And one point which we missed, I understand time is very less, that what EdTech has done, it has increased the gross enrollment ratio of this country. We are on 27-28%. The target is 50% with online education, with using all those technologies. Now gross enrollment ratio is changing very fast, which is very important. And secondly, lifelong learning we were missing. Earlier it was that I have become an engineer, I am doing a job, and whole life I will do a job. There is no need to learn anything new. So that scenario has changed. Now every day, anybody of any age, I'm 50 plus, but I'm learning because I have to remain relevant to the society, to my institution, and otherwise. So these are very important things what has happened with EdTech in last few years. Thank you.
So I agree with sir what he's saying, and in business schools we say problem solving, creativity and soft skills are important. Context can vary. It can be finance, it can be marketing, it can be AI, digital technologies. However, the students have to understand the ability to understand the problems that are there at the other side and provide solutions to that. So solutioning approach is very important. And then it has to be innovative, entrepreneurial mindset is required. And finally, they should be able to communicate what they have in mind. So these are going to be evergreen skills that are required.
Sir?
I will continue with Madam answer that in NEP, National Education Policy 2020, this, especially the higher education sector, there is a lot of courses has been introduced, that is value-added courses, choice-based credit system, and earlier the education system was interdisciplinary, later on it became multidisciplinary, now it had become the transdisciplinary. Engineer graduates can go and learn the photography courses.
Correct.
He can have an option. He or she can have an option. So that's how and in this way, we the teachers also, we are getting updated most of the time. We are reading, we are updating our knowledge to compete with this Gen Z generation. So that's how this is.
So in our audience today, we've got professionals from various sectors, and I'm sure some of them might have a few questions and might seek insights from you. I'd like to know from everybody, how many of you actually believe that smart education or EdTech can actually replace conventional classrooms? Completely replace them. Okay, we have one believer, we have two. Do you think that technology can replace conventional classrooms? Well, that's a mixed opinion. Do you have any, if the audience, somebody in the audience has questions for our senior educators, you can seek insights right now.
Shall I add
Yes,
to
yes, absolutely.
what the feedback we have got just now? Actually, during COVID, we tried to do this, and it happened like nature decided. Virtual labs were introduced by IIT Delhi. We all were using it for our engineering students and otherwise, but we failed drastically. Why? Because what I started with peer learning, peer discussion, group discussion, interactions, they are very important. Yes, some of the things will get obsoleted, but not everything. These campuses will remain there. The size may be smaller, but they will remain there, and they are very relevant because learning is not one-way process. It is two-way, and we have to learn some social skills also. We have to ensure that societal impact is also there, that we can...
Good evening, all the panelists. My name is Colonel Bhardwaj. I'm retired from Army and currently I'm working with the IIT Madras. The question is open to the entire set of all panelists, please. If we speak of EdTech, the definition of EdTech in last 24 years, 24 months has changed exponentially. Starting from 2010 onwards, up to 2020, there was, our understanding of EdTech was something different. But with adoption of generative AI, quantum technology, do you see that the kind of training or kind of curriculum we are having in our institutions will be able to produce the jobs which actually industry require now? If you look at the statement of many tech giants from USA and all big people, all the basic jobs which college graduates are doing, they're looking irrelevant. That comes from their statements. So how are we filling up these gaps, and how do you look at to fill up these gaps, please?
So yes, I would like to answer that because I've got some data also. See, if there is a need, education institutes are are going to respond to that need. And especially in AI, ML, artificial intelligence area, India is one of the highest generator of graduates who are knowledgeable in AI. The index is 3.2 according to one BCG NESCOM report. That means 3.2 times any country that is producing. So I think we need to thank our education system where we are responding to changes and we have demographic dividend to address it at a larger scale. And over the next couple of years, I would say that we would be the largest providers of graduates in this area to the world.
I would like to add to that. Honestly, we do not know what type of jobs will be there after a year or so. What skill set has to be given is very dynamic in nature. So what we have to do and what conventional campuses can do is developing a fluid skill mindset. And once fluid skill mindset will be there, whatever will come, we will learn, and we Indians are known for that.
Very true. Any more questions?
Yeah. Let me introduce myself. I am Professor Rajesh Sahai. I am Chairman High Rank Business School, Noida. What we have seen from the discussion that the technology is changing very fast. And we are not able to create the employability which is required. As you know, the professional programs, we were delivering the traditional way of teaching. Like, an automobile professor is teaching in automobile BTech students, and he himself has not seen the automobile industry. And that was really very sad to know. So what we have to do, we have to start this technology changing adoption right from the school level. I mean, 6th class is the best because you have tech-savvy generation. You cannot deny them. You have digital economy, you have knowledge economy. You cannot deny them. 4-year-old child is calling his father on video phone that Papa Jaldi aa jao. And how they don't take interest in learning if you are chalk and talk methodology. So what I suggest, higher ups has to change very fast. The adoption of appointing teachers are still you are looking for PhD and all that, who are traditional and they are not able to deliver in the classroom. So that is what is happening. If you go and see practically, the attendance level has dropped everywhere. Students are not ready to attend the classes. We are forcing them to attend the classes because those institutions were not changing. They have only one thing, with all due respect to my professors sitting here, they only one thing with how to complete the syllabus. And syllabus is very obsolete. We have to do it very fast. Because I know holistic education is very important. If a physics graduate, he is not getting a government job, he doesn't have to do anything. He is not getting anything. So he is only physics, he is a specialist in physics. So holistic education is also required, but technology, since India stands for India today, India tomorrow, IT stands for India today, India tomorrow, Indian technology and Indian talent. So we have to do it fast, and maximum job, if you see, are coming in IT industry. Marketing is digital, finance is fintech, HR is HR analytics. So everything is changing. Everything is changing. So we have to change very fast. Otherwise, 140 crore population. We are 1/6 of the world. We have to address it very fast. We will be left backward.
I'm sure, Professor, we are changing really fast. We have a B school from last 30 years. Please have a seat.
Yes.
And we are changing because simulation has to come. All B schools have to have simulation labs. And we have to see that what is required. Because, in anywhere we look at, as I was just telling, fluid skill mindset, the curiosity has to be developed. Questioning has to be developed, which was missing generally. And now from covering the syllabus to uncovering the syllabus has to happen. And it will happen when co-learning will start. Please.
What I have to say is that there has to be always a gap between demand and need, so that we are also on our toes to, meet that demand, and it will be there forever. So new requirements would come in, and we would be meeting those requirements, and this process will continue.
But our 80% generation is digital.
Sir, in my university, Jamia Millia Islamia, what is happening in management, law, or engineering, professional courses, almost if there is a 16 class per week, so 8 class is given by the practical professionals, practitioners. They have been called to give the lecture over there. And after that, the students are generally doing the summer training program, internship, and they are learning, interacting with the industry people, and that's how we are placing them into the industry. So we are calling them to give the lecture, to train them in final year or even sometimes in third year also, before completion of their graduations in engineering or management or law. That's how we have started.
So the whole point of Smart Ed Conclave is that we realize that technology is changing, the way we are learning is changing, and what we need is adaptability. What institutes need to do is adaptability, and students also, you can't let go of something which is conventional, but we also have to adapt to the change. I'm so sorry, everybody. We are out of time, and we have quite a few very insightful panels.
Very small question that I want to ask. I am Professor Arvind Kumar from Atal Bihari Vajpayee School of Management. That you also indicated during the conversation. So what about the well-being? If you look at the kind of engagement with the technology, so what is going to happen with the physical well-being, mental well-being of the people? This is one part. Second part that I want to ask is digital divide. I hope that next time a human will be keeping with me, not the digital human being, the kind of thinking we are, the kind of IT, the kind of technology that we are visualizing. So I have only two concerns, one in terms of digital divide, second in terms of well-being. Thank you very much.
We are well over time.
Actually, yes, I understand that mental health and physical wellness is very important. Inclusivity has to be there and more awareness has to be created for that. And we all have to work on that. Digital divide, I will not deny it is there. We all have to work on that also. And I'm happy that government is working, individuals are working, institutions are working, and we will see the change in coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being a part of this panel. This has been truly insightful. And throughout the day, we have series of various panels where you can ask your questions. Thank you, everyone. You've been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for joining this panel.
Thank you so much, Vidhi, and thank you to all the panelists. Can I request you to just stay with us for 2 more minutes, as we would like to extend a token of appreciation. For that, can I please invite on stage Samrit Bhattacharya, National Digital Sales Director, ABP Network, to please felicitate our panelists. So first, can we have the bouquet and the memento for Mr. Kunwar Shekhar Vijendra? Please take it ahead. Please. Sure. Can we have a round of applause, please? It's been a fantastic panel discussion to begin the day on such a high. Next for Professor Sangeeta, please. Thank you, ma'am, for coming today and sharing your thoughts on an important topic with us. And for Dr. Mohsin Ali as well, please. Thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs for this panel discussion. We would request you all to please come together for a group photograph. Vidhi, you can also join. Ma'am, please join us for a group photo. Thank you so much, all of you. Now, as we prepare the stage for the second panel discussion, let's move